Guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking about RCBO selection on a TT system. It's one of those areas where there's a few different ways you can approach it, so sometimes it can be difficult to know what's best. So my aim here is simple. Explain how a TT system behaves, what the regs are asking you for, and how that will affect your choice of device. On a TT system, the earth path is created by an earth electrode. That means that the resistance of that path is often higher than you'd find on a TN system, for example. Because of that, when a fault occurs, the fault current is usually lower. So in many cases, it's not high enough to actually operate an overcurrent device in the required time. So in many cases, it's not actually high enough to operate an overcurrent device in the disconnection time required. So instead, the disconnection relies on the 30 milliamp RCD rating. And that is standard practice under BS 7671. So BS 7671 is looking for three key points: disconnection time within the required times set, protection against electric shocks, and a suitable means of isolation. What they don't do is tell you which RCBO to use for every specific TT installation. So there's flexibility in how those systems can be designed, providing those three key points are met. Once you understand it's the RCD doing the protective job on the system, you then need to consider how that RCD will operate in that situation. For example, when that device trips, is that circuit fully disconnected? Or could part of that circuit still remain connected? And that's where isolation becomes a really important part of this conversation. So on a TT system, the neutral is referenced back to the supply transformer. Under normal conditions, it'll be close to earth potential, but it's not guaranteed to stay at 0 volts in every situation. Things like load imbalance, things like volt drop, some fault conditions can actually result in some potential appearing on the neutral. So if only the line conductor is disconnected, you can still have a live current on the neutral side. So let's have a look at the different RCBOs that we can choose from. Most commonly, you'll find across the market, is your single pole or single pole and solid neutral, okay? Now, it's important to understand that when you see SP and N, it could be a single pole device. And what do I mean by single pole? I don't mean that it isn't a neutral circuit. What I do mean is it will only switch the line side of the circuit, leaving the neutral side open for current to flow through. So these are your standard sort of tall RCBOs, and then most of them are single pole or single pole and solid neutral. But be aware there are compact RCBOs that are also only single pole or solid neutral devices. Which brings me neatly on to the single pole and switch neutral. Now in a Navitas device, all of our compacts are single pole and switch neutral and bidirectional as well. And most people have also moved to a switch neutral compact design. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that it does measure the current flow on the line side of the device, but will switch both the line and the neutral circuits, giving you a total isolation device in that situation. So you will not have current flowing through the neutral. You can also get double pole RCBOs, usually look like an RCD, as in a 2-module device with a test button, and they will measure the current flow on both the line and the neutral side. So if there's a fault on either side of that, it will take out both the line and the neutral circuits. An awful lot more expensive and less common. So on a TT system, because we're relying on an RCD for protection, we've got to think about what that RCD looks like once it's tripped. A device that switches both the line and the neutral will give you a full isolation situation. An RCBO, for example, that only switches the line side will still allow for current to pass through the neutral, which is not great on a TT system. Now, with modern installations that include things like EV chargers, solar PV and battery storage, this situation can become more complex. In some configurations, current paths aren't always as straightforward as traditional systems. So taking a considered approach to your device selection can be even more important. So our advice when looking at a TT system is to look at how it actually operates in practice. Higher earth impedance, reliance on RCD protection, and the importance of isolation after disconnection. And this is why we would recommend our compact RCBO that has a switch neutral function, because it's a device that allows this circuit to be completely and fully isolated after disconnection. So BS 7671 sets out those three key points of criteria that need to be achieved. And from there, it's about choosing the right device for the installation in front of you. Now, the RCBO might not always be the best or the required situation, but RCD protection on a TT system likely will. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight as to what to be thinking about on TT systems and why they're slightly different to your standard TN systems. And with that, think about the RCBO that you're using to protect those circuits. Guys, if you found this video at all useful, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button and share it with whoever you think might find it useful. And if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, please don't forget to follow and share. Until next time guys, thank you as always, and for watching to this end, please use code VIP10 at www.navitascp.co.uk and get 10% off of everything on our website, with next working day delivery if you place your order before 2 p.m. And guys, if you deal with one of our stockists close by, please let us know, tag them, tag us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
On Navitas, we break the wall. Yeah, born from purpose, built with pride. For the electricians on the front line, fighting with solutions that guide. Real impact, genuine design. No short